So slash ban Caprison, and he should be banned and never be able to come back ever again. Welcome back guys to a new Roblox Studio tutorial. Today we're going to do a banning system. So we can just ban any player in your game and they will never join back ever again. So this is a permanent ban, right? It's a pretty simple tutorial today, honestly. I'm going to be completely honest, it's a pretty simple tutorial. So we're going to just get started. First thing you need is a server script. I think that's literally all you need for this tutorial, a server script. So let's put a server script inside server script service right here, like this. Now let's make a data store. The reason we need a data store is because we need to save the players, the fact that players are banned or not. So the player, when they rejoin, they won't be able to join back. They'll get kicked, right? So local data store service, let's do DS for short. Cool. Game. Actually, you know what? Instead of this, let's get my data store template. It's not the same exact thing we need for this tutorial, but we can use it. It will speed up the process. So what we can do is go to my models. I'll put it in the description, so don't worry about that. So let's go to data on my models, leader stats data store. We're not going to be using leader stats, but we do need the data store part. So let's copy this script right here and let's put it in our script right here, like that. Let's delete the script we don't need. And as you can see, this has leader stats, so coins and gems. Now you can keep this if you want to add this in your game, but for now, we don't need this. We just need the banning part. I'll show you why you need this part. So get a sync basically loads a player's data. Now the specific data we need is whether or not the player is banned. So instead of gems right here, this is the key. We can do well, for this one, actually, let's name this local is banned. Is banned. This is a variable, and it will be a like a boolean value. So it's either true or false. So instead of this key, let's change this to is banned, or let's do banned. And then after the or is the default value of this. So the default value of this will be false because by default, right, the player will not be banned. All right. So this gets the data saved from the player's key, which is -banned. This will either be true or false. We can set this to true when we want to ban a player, and this will stay in the data store that we have. So this data store is called stubs. You can call it whatever you want. You can also use this same data store to add different stats and basically currency like coins, gems, whatever. So if you actually do have if you already have an existing data store, you can really just add on to this. You can modify it. You don't really need an extra data store. You can just use your own data store if you already have one and just modify it. So you can have this right here, the banned key, right? Now for the playing removing, you can actually completely remove this. You don't need this at all. So is banned. So is banned is a value. If it's true, that means the player is banned. So if is banned, then you can just do if is banned. It's the same thing as saying equals true. It's the same exact thing. So we will do that. So if it is banned, then pretty self-explanatory. We will kick the player. Player kick. You have been banned. All right. So now all we need is a mechanic we can use to make to ban players, right? You need a mechanic to ban players. So a simple way to do this is make a chat event. So when a player, let's say an admin or an owner, can have a command like a chat command like /ban, then you can enter the player's username and it will ban that player. So we can do player that chatted connect function. In this parameter, it will take the message. This is a string, and this will be the message the player has chatted. Now let's make a command. So let's do local command equals /ban, and then we do want a player's name. So how can we find the player's name? Now this is pretty weird because it has to do with a lot of string formatting and all that, but just copy and paste this. And I'm going to be completely honest right now, I have no idea what this means just copy this, it's brackets, then square brackets, percentage sign, W underscore, and then a addition sign after the square bracket. I have no idea what this does, but all this does is when you can use this command and you can get the player's name after the slash band prefix. So we can do this by doing, let's actually set this to a variable. So local band player name. So this is the player you want, band equals message match, and then we'll do command. So all this does, it gets the player name after the band prefix. So let's say, for example, slash band recur, my username, right? This will get the username, and we can then loop through all the players in the server. We will find the player in that server, and we will ban the player, right? Oh, well, we will kick the player, right? And then we will set this value in this key to true, because that will save into the data store. And so no matter how many times you rejoin, it will still kick the player because it's kicking it from here. All right. So for I, P in pairs, P just means player. Pairs, game that players get children do. This is a for loop. So all we're doing is looping through all the players in the server. If P dot name equals band player name, then now this compares the player name from the server. For each player name, it compares it to the band player name. So if it does match the player's name, then we can kick the player and set this band value to true. Now, what's better we can do is actually lowercase it, because in case the player can make a lot of, capitalization mistakes, mistakes with like putting capitals. So basically, if you make this not case sensitive, we can just do string dot lower like this, and same here, string dot lower. So we lowercase both names, so it's easier to match, and so there's less likely of an admin making a mistake while typing the username. So let's do string dot lower as well, like this. And just in addition, why not? We will also compare we will make it also compare the display name in case you're adding the display name. So we will do or this, and then we'll do player.display name right here. Now this might pose a few problems in case like a display name can be the same as a username, but I think that's highly unlikely. So if you want to add that, you can add that. It's very unlikely you would get an error, but it is possible you could ban a wrong person, but very unlikely, I'm going to be honest. So if not, just you can remove this, or actually I think it would be safer to remove this, or if you want to add this just for convenience, you can use the display name. It's really up to you. So if you know there's not going to be a lot of people in your game, it's okay to have this. If there's going to be a ton of people, there might be a likelihood of you banning the wrong person, but whatever. So all this does is checks the server for the player that you're trying to ban. If it matches the player in the server, then what we'll do is do a set async. Set async saves data to the data store. So what we'll do is, in case there's an error, we don't want it to break the entire script. So let's do local suck error success error equals pcall function. Don't worry about this. It's just so it contains the error. And then we can pretty much do the same thing here, except we do set async. This saves the data. So data store set async p.user_id, and then dash band. This is the same thing, the same key we used here to get the data, to load the data. And now you will set this to true. We will save the value to true because now the player is banned, and then you can kick the player. All right, you have been banned. All right, so this should be good. And last thing, if error, then warn error. Oops. warn error. So in case there is an error, it will tell you what the error is. That's all this is for. And that's pretty much it. So I assume this should work. We're just gonna test this on myself first, and then we can test it on others. So let's do /ban recur. That's my username. And it bans me from the game. So let's rejoin and let's see if we are still banned. As you can see, we are still banned. And one more thing, if you do want to unban someone, if you do want to unban something, it's very simple. Just do datastore and then remove async. And then your user ID. So in this case, let's get our user ID. Right here. This is my profile, as you can see. This is my user ID. And we'll do quotes, my user ID, and then dot banned. All right. And this will remove the data inside this key. So if we do this, it should not ban us anymore. As you can see, now we're unbanned. So this, as soon as you run this game and you have this line, it will remove the data for this player's key. So this is my user ID. It will remove the ban value, so it will unban me. So you can just do this for every time you want to unban someone. Now usually, if you want to unban someone, like if you ban someone, usually it's permanent, so you're not going to really be doing this a lot. But in case you do want to unban someone, this is how you do it. You just put this and you run the game, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It should work like that. But yeah, so last thing, you might want to do break on this for the local script. I'm not sure if you really want to do that, or actually put this here, put the break here if you want. It might be better to put a break. If not, it should still work fine. It's whatever. But now we can test this on other people. So let's go. All right, so it's me and my boy Capri-san right here, and let's try to ban him using the ban command. So /ban Capri-san, and he should be banned and never be able to come back ever again. I think you might be able to see him just briefly when he tries to rejoin, as you can see, and then now he's kicked again. So you can ban people because people are very annoying. So yeah, you just want to ban them. Yeah, this guy has no hope. This guy has no hope. I'm trying to get people to join. Capri-san is the only person that's trying to join. Because I did ban Rexus before, so that's why he's banned. But I accidentally kicked myself, so that's the only issue I did have. I did save the banned value to his key, so that's why he's banned now. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this quick, easy tutorial. It was a very simple tutorial. I just felt like doing a very easy tutorial, and I hope you guys find this helpful, because it's a pretty easy game you can work with. Pretty easy mechanic, very useful in many different games. And yeah, if you guys want a suggestion, maybe you guys want an implementation for this type of feature. For example, if you want a UI you can work with instead of a chat, please let me know. If you have any good suggestions, let me know in the comments below. If you want to join our Discord server, it's pretty fun here, so you can join and maybe you can be in a video one day. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.